Hi QA folks, in this video I want to share with you some useful methods that is nice to have in your base page class, your page object model framework. So I'm using JavaScript and Playwright, but it can also be applied to any other programming languages and libraries like Cypress, Selenium, whatever you name it. So anyway, what are those useful methods that are nice to have? So first of all is open URL directly, and the reason why do I have it separately extracted to a separate method is because here you can put console log statement and then call page go to, so you don't have to put this log statement each and every time whenever you are calling go to. What it gives us more readability of your tests in log output. So that's why a bunch of these methods actually will have only one functional line, and the line above it will be just console log statement. But anyway, that's how I write tests and how I advise to write tests, so everything will be readable and easy to understand from the log perspective. So one more time, open URL, get page URL. Also here you can set it up to some empty value if it's undefined. Scroll down, scroll up based on pixels, scroll page to bottom, scroll to bottom, wait seconds. It's also a wrapper, but I omitted console log statement here on purpose. Get page source as well can be useful to search something in page source directly, HTML page source, when some elements are not considered as visible on the page. And this is my page utils.js, and more of them in web element utils. So I already have here get text from elements, get text from element in singular, get number of elements, is the element present, get text from element. I'm not going to explain each and every line. I will share the link to the repo in the description. But basically the idea is to give you just quick overview of about bunch of them, so you can reuse them whenever you need it. Just want you to give the idea which of those can be useful and which, and basically saying I'm using all of them. So get text from element, click on element by locator. Here, for example, you can also add specific position. The reason I added this option, because in some elements when text there is a link inside element, it will basically click on the and will open the link, but it's not the desired behavior. In some cases I just want to put a checkbox. For example, you have a checkbox that followed by text, and there is a link in this text, and if it will click in the center of this element, for example, it will open the link, but I want just to check or uncheck the checkbox. So this is why I have this option here. Then assert text is present. Again, I'm asserting directly in method, because in this particular case I'm not using page object model. I don't need it on my specific project, but again, you can place all of them inside your base page class and reuse in page object model. Then assert text equals is present, and basically here I'm checking not only by text equals, but also tooltip info equals or area label equals, because sometimes developers use different attributes to show on the page. Then click on text. The same here. Besides checking for text equals, I'm also checking for value to check to click on text if it's inside some input, disabled input, but I still want to click on it. for some specific reasons. And before clicking on it, I'm checking that there is this element, that this element is present or not. Then click on text equals, click on text contains, click on link, click on button, also separate wrapper methods, just might be helpful. Get locator contains text, also helpers like this when there might be double quote or single quote inside the text, but the locator will be considered as broken. So I'm checking if it includes double quote, that I'm using single quote, and vice versa. So this kind of methods also might be useful. Then wait for text. Wait for any text from view when I'm passing view array of text, and seconds to wait. Again, I'm just going mostly over the names without implementation. Implementation is pretty simple. Again, you can copy it from the repo. Wait for element to be attached, to be detached. Wait for element without attaching or detaching, just by checking number of elements. Again, in some case, in that specific case, attached or detached didn't work for me well. So that's why I've implemented separate one. Then wait for any element from view. Sometimes, depending on the logic behind, we'll have a few possible elements displayed or texts displayed on the page. It's also become handy to have this method in place instead of failing the test right away. Then wait for URL to change as well, might be handy. On my specific project, I use it in a few places when I can wait for anything else, for presence of element or for text to appear. So I'm considering the navigation by the address URL. Next is text equals present, is text contains present. I have separate methods for is present or is visible, because not elements that you can see on the page considered as visible by Playwright. So that's why I use both of them, depending on which one works. Again, is text contains visible, is element displayed, is at least one of many elements visible, assert text equals is visible. Again, I'm checking here a few different locators by text, by exact text, by value, by placeholder for inputs. Text equals is not visible. The same, I have a bunch of methods for present, not present, visible, not visible, with is in the name and with assert in the name when I want to fail a test, or just to check for condition. So text contains is not visible, is not present. Again, contains is present. Set text and element. Get text from first visible element. Get value from input. Get type from input. Assert value with text before. Sometimes when you have a bunch of like kind of table type of structure on the web page, in order not to put each and every locator for each and every line or cell, you can use this helper method. It should speed up your the writing of your tests. Assert value in input, assert element visibility, assert element is not displayed, is displayed, get attribute from element. I also have get attribute, from elements from view, which will return array. I also have separate that will return just one single value, depending on what you need. Waiting for text in element to be changed. Wait for text to disappear. I'm using this for those kind of pop-up messages that appear on the bottom of the page. Appear, showing some message and disappear. On some websites, this approach is used. Wait for element to disappear again, wait for text, wait for element to disappear, wait for text and element, wait for element to appear and disappear, combination, enter text and element, enter text and element and press enter. Here I'm using click, clear, type and press. Get value from inputs, from few of them. Assert one of elements has text. Assert there is no input with value. Click on first visible. Click on all visible elements if you need to select few. Click on few basically. Click on element force. I have this one specifically with force true option because sometimes Playwright considered element as disabled or not visible and doesn't want to click on this on it. That's why I have this specific one implemented. Click on element if present. Conditional click. I also use it for some complex logic depending on the account state on the web page. Fill value. Select option drop down. It doesn't always work. It works only for specific types of drop down, so you might want to implement a few different ones for option selection. Hover over element, hover over text. Assert any text from view is present. Element from view is present. Get link href attribute. Assert link href when you need to check, for example, a bunch of, or assert a bunch of links in footer on your website. I'm using it for this reason. Is element enabled? Is any element from view present also? Sometimes for complex logic there will be one of few elements displayed on the page. So basically that's it. It should give you the idea which small wrapper or helper methods you should have in your code. Again, regardless if you're using page object model or not, you can put it in your base page class. For assert methods, for assertions, you can put them in your base test class. Basically that's it. See you in the next video.